Hey, it's me, Emma. It's Monday 11th, 25 past 12, and it's a great feeling in the house. The experts have finished, and I'm still alive. I made it. So, two more here on Saturday, and then yesterday was Sunday. We went to the Blasket Islands, and we had an amazing day, I have to say. We made our picnic before we went out, and um, back to some sense of normality and routine today. But the reason for this video is more for women. I'm getting a lot of messages about smear tests. A lot of women out there that are fearful and anxious, and I'd be the same. So I'm going to address what is a smear test and the symptoms and what we can do to kind of move on from this experience. So the smear test is just a quick swipe of your cervix. So when you're having a baby, as you know, your baby is held up side in there, and there's like this little kind of plug, I suppose, to hold the baby in, and then when you're giving birth, then it kind of opens like that, as you know, and then out comes your baby, but it's closed mainly. And it's important that we keep this area clean for them and for us. So every 3 years at the moment in Ireland, then you just get a little swab on the outside of it there. And it's like the buds that you clean your ears with. It's just like a longer one of them. So you get undressed from the waist down. Or you could just wear a dress going in and make it easier for yourself. And it's a quick swipe. It's put into a tube, and that's it. When you register with cervical check, it's done with your PPS number, and then what happens is the old way was the smear test would go off and the letter would come back. But what I'm hoping to try and get is a new tracking system, like when you're sent off your passport, that you can actually track where your swab is gone to the lab, to the staff ID. So say, for example, there was an audit done and you could see the staff number had made 3 mistakes out of them, that you'd know that that person is the problem. But in the meantime, what you could do is when you go, you definitely do need to go and get it done, and just ask where is the test going. There's no point sending it to the lab that are under heat at the moment. So ask specifically, where is it going? And if they can't answer you, there's no point sending it, because that's just insanity. The GPs need to take responsibility in not sending the smears somewhere that's at the moment deemed unsafe. So ask for them to be tested in Ireland or wherever is safer. Then the symptoms of cervical cancer. I didn't know what cervical cancer was until I was diagnosed with it, and then when I googled the symptoms, I was like, God, how did I not cop this myself? Because I had all the different symptoms at different times. There was the watery discharge, which people tried to say it was because I was pregnant. But when you're pregnant, and you've had a baby before, you know the difference. What's normal for extra and what's not. So know your own body, and even if the doctor says, oh, it could be this, it could be that, go, no, actually I'm not happy about this. Then if the discharge changes, then know your monthly cycle, and if there's bleeding in between. There's so many other symptoms, constant tiredness. So I'm hoping to ask the likes of Always and Tampax to advertise the symptoms for cervical cancer on the side of their packages. It's not something that everyone Googles, cervical cancer symptoms. So if they're in the bathroom or something, they might read up on it and on what to do. The sooner you get it checked, the better. And then if you have any of these symptoms and you say, well, my smear test said it was right the last time, what you could do is you could just ask for your smear test to be done again. But it is actually, most of it is in the mind. So my mind would be quite strong. I'm very disciplined in a lot of ways, which is why I'm able to navigate through this crisis at the moment. And you need to have that mindset going in for your smear tests. It's the same when you're going in having your babies. Just go in and get it done and come out and be proud of yourself for doing it. Because if you don't get the smear test done and you are sick, the alternative is you are going to develop cancer. And nobody wants that. And if you don't want to go alone, like, bring a friend with you and the two of you decide, right, this time every year that our smear test is due, we go together and go for dinner afterwards or something. But when you do go for the smear test, you'll see that it actually isn't that bad. So if anyone has any questions, you can message me, of course. And in the meantime, if I get any updates about cervical check, I'll let you know. But I do actually have hope that the system in place is going to be safer, because, like, you think about all the women that are dead from it, and then myself and Vicky are terminally ill. There's another 2 cases in the High Court that are terminally ill with myself. So there's a large amount of mothers that are dead or dying, and that can't go unnoticed. So the change generally doesn't happen on a political level first. It happens on the ground level, and the figures can't be ignored. So I done an interview last week with CBS, and that's been aired this week sometime. So when I know it's going on air, I'll let you know. But the reason why I done that was it's going to be aired in America, and to warn many of the women in America to maybe have their smear test redone if it's from the same lab. And a media interview that magnitude from Little Ballydavid will help the smear test labs be more efficient and mindful and get to the bottom of all this madness in the first place. So that's all. I'm going to end this video. As you can see, I'm quite relaxed today. It's great. I haven't really a care in the world. I'm looking forward to this court process now being over. We're almost at the end of it. So thanks for all your support, and get them smear tests. All right, bye.